welcome to Aaron Plays. We are in this episode continuing the upfront scenario A with the Germans versus the Americans. We are partway through or halfway through deck 2. Game will finish at the end of deck 3. The Americans are in a little bother though. They've got 5, 6, 7 men remaining from their 12. So remember, one of the victory conditions, which is a stable for all the scenarios, is if a squad suffers more than 50% casualties, it's broken, and the other side wins automatically, no matter what the victory conditions are for the scenario. The actual scenario victory conditions, this is scenario A called Meeting of Patrols, which is the first player to have at least 4 unpinned personality cards in one or more non-infiltrated groups at range Chit 4, occupying any terrain which reduces the fire strength of an attack against them, is the winner. So at the present moment, this group here, the German group, is at range 2. This group here of 4 is on range 2, and the 2 American groups are both at range 1. So no one near enough for a quick grab on victory points. Okay, with that in mind, it is the Germans to go. They're down to 4 cards because they expended a concealment card on the last card drawn. So, what are they to do? This group's now got some smoke on it, giving them a -4 modifier to any shots coming in. And the Germans have only got a weak shot anyway with this card. So, will they use that? Firepower of 2. 2 hills will cancel out. We might be able to pin these 2 guys, so why not? So these 4 will fire value 2 into here. No terrain modifiers. Okay, because +1 for the hills cancelled by the -1 for the hill. So let's see if these got any concealment. No. So with that in mind, if I value 2, on the first guy here, +3 is 5. He's -4, so he's flipped. Again, 2. He's -3, so no effect. Okay. And again, I think we'll discard so the Germans can draw 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Right, the Americans. Okay. I think the best thing to do for them would be to rally both of those groups. They'll play a rally 1 and a rally 4 to get rid of those pinned men. Okay. Discard. Okay, and because of the actions, they can't do any discards. So they draw 2. The Germans. Right, okay, so that's not a bad set of cards they got there. They could then start moving forward here. They'll get rid of that flanking fire. That's on them. So they're going to move. Now, can this group mass the 12 firepower considering they've got the hero? So if they make this machine gun, fire this at range 3, so that's 7 firepower with the crew. One of these riflemen at range 3, 8, 9. And they could make one a hero. Yeah, okay. So they're going to do that. So if you make a man a hero, he gets double the firepower. So making the man on this group a hero. Remember, this group is moving. So the firepower will be 7 for the machine gun. Extrude. One of these riflemen will become 4. 7 plus 4 being 11. And then 2 from this rifleman here makes that 13, which allows them to play that card. So it's 5 strength of 4. No effect for the terrain. any concealment. There is there. Better. You can use that one there. So it's 4, becomes 3 on those 2 men. That's a 4. Rail's 4. He's flipped. And the other one, no, but there's a breeze which removes the smoke. Yeah. So discard, 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 discard. And that one, and that one. Okay, so this group is now moving, which removes the flanking fire bonus. Okay, and they now go to range 3. Okay, range 3. And the Germans will keep all 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Okay, to the Americans. So range 4 here now. So each one of these rifles gives 2, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8. 9, 10, 11 firepower, which is not close to an 18, so that's no use. They can't fire. They could move. Okay, because these are now to range 3. If they get to range 4, the best way to stop them getting to range 4 is to block them. So they've got no rally potential there. So they are moving forward. Okay, so we're at relative range 5 now. However, that means that these can't push through unless they actually infiltrate and break this group, which will probably mean the end of the scenario anyway. Okay, so they're moving. Anything this group can do? No, they can't do any discards. Gain 2 cards. Now, I might not be playing this to the best of my tactical ability at this game. That's not the point. The point is, can I have fun with the game playing it solo? And so far, it appears to be that I am doing so, because I'm still doing it. Okay, flip that, that, and that. Okay. No fire cards, so this group here will now end up in a woods. So okay, discard woods, and then we'll discard a rally 1 card to draw 2 cards. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything to fire on this group that's moving. Okay, right, let's see what the Americans have got. Ooh, stream came a little bit too late. Good job the Germans didn't have it. Right, this is a nothing card for the Americans. So ideally, they'll get into the woods. Or will they? There is a gully, which means, no, these are guys on the hill, so they can still fire into there anyway. Okay, so let's get them into the woods. Okay. Can't discard any of these. No actions. This guy can't do anything, so they draw a card. Right. So at relative range 4 to each other here, and 5 this way. Ooh. Is it time to try and go in with the bayonet? They haven't got any concealment cards, and that would be useful if they were to try and do that. So a movement card, and you can then take morale checks on unit guys to go forward into hand to hand. What is their firepower at this range? 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 plus 5, 17. Just shy of the 18 there. Okay, so this guard group is going to try and infiltrate with one man. Okay, and this group here, I'm going to fire on these. Okay, so the person we're going to try and infiltrate with is Private Bernhoff. So we're going to play a movement card on Private Bernhoff, so he doesn't have to do a morale check. So he is attempting to infiltrate. Okay, so what we now need to do is to see if he can infiltrate, depending on the circumstances here. Okay, so it's done by a card draw, and there are modifiers. If you look at the word woods, infiltrate from 1 shift left. Okay, so these are coming to 1 shift left. Okay, so we're looking at these numbers at the bottom of the card. It's on this card here. Okay, he needs it to be red, whatever position, and it starts off in the 5 because it's a 5-man group. He's trying to infiltrate. There's more red numbers to the lower end, and he gets a 1 shift left because he's coming from a woods. So we flip it. It's a 5. Take away 1 for the woods. 4. No, he's failed to infiltrate. So he goes back. And send a discard. The advantage of infiltrate means his firepower will be doubled, and also the following turn he can actually try and engage one of these guys in close combat. Okay. This shot that was declared onto them, so it's 2 firepower. Again, the hill's cancelling out. Do they have a concealment? They don't. So it's straight 2 firepower. 1, 2. Flip on the first one. That's an 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. That is an instant kill. KIA. Oh dear. And on the last guy, 2 plus 2 is 4. He's now pinned. Right, they are now down to 6 men, 1 more loss, and that's game over. Remove from game. What did I do there? Remove from game? That was foolish. Send a discard pile. Okay, that was the Germans then. They don't need another wood. So might discard that. Send a discard pile. What they do need now are moves and infiltrates, or a nice big firepower card to finish off that other guy. No. Well, a little move. That's not too bad. Okay, so these guys, as we've worked out, is 17. I'll just confirm that. Relative range, that's 3, 6, 9, 12, plus 5, 17. Not quite enough to play that card. This card's useless. Germans ain't moving any further. Would the smoke help them? Well, they can try and infiltrate this group, but if they take 1 loss and movement, they don't have movement cards, so they have to take morale checks, of which they fail, they become pinned. The last thing they need is anything pinned. Did I just draw those German cards and look at them? Oh, I did. My bad. Okay. All right, well, the Americans have got no options. They're going to have to discard these. Send a discard and send a discard. Okay, and draw 2. The Germans haven't got any fire cards, but they have got a move, and they will try to repeat that previous action. They'll try. Where is he? Bernhoff, there he is. He's trying to infiltrate. So the movement card stops him having to take a morale check. We now look at a 5-man group. He's got one shift to the left, so we're looking at number 4. No, it's still a black number. It's got to be red, and then he would have infiltrated. So, look at this. Lovely card for the Americans. But it's gone. He goes back, and that's sent to discard pile. Let's get rid of the brush and draw 2 cards. Flip. Rally 6, great. Oh, so what the Germans really need is loads and loads of rally cards. Right. And I've done it again. Oh, I do apologise. I shouldn't be even looking at those cards. Okay. Still can't use his firepower. They have got a rally card, so they can at least rally this guy. And the same thing, do they actually go for an infiltration? They've now got a movement card themselves. Have they got a little hero here? Americans aren't so good in infiltration. But getting one of them to infiltrate will then double their firepower. That means they would be able to play this big card. So let's try this then. So we'll try and infiltrate with one guy. One of these guys here. Okay, so again, he doesn't need a morale check. So this is a 5-man group, and they're coming from the forest, so they're also looking at the number 4. And he does infiltrate. Okay, so on that, I will now place a infiltration marker on him. Okay, you can't discard any cards. So let's draw 2. And do not turn them over. All right, the Germans have got a handful of rubbish. So we might as well get rid of it. You can do no actions. So they take that back. And I will not look at it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, over to the Americans. Ideally, they would have a move card. They don't. Now then. Interesting. We've now got a hero which doubles the firepower of 1 man. If this infiltrator fires, he will be exposed. If they double his firepower, that'll be 10, 13, 16, 19. They can do it, but can they fire without the infiltrator? That is the question. Yes, he has the option of not participating in the fire of his group. So if they play a hero on Sergeant Burnett, that will double his firepower, which means they can pay the 18. So let's do that. Just the question, what's this guy doing? Not much he can do at this present moment. Maybe play a smoke on himself, because he is the ASL. Okay, he will do that after this shot. So, playing the hero on Sergeant Burnett, the man that's infiltrated will not fire. So they are now able to play this massive 18. As I said, he's 10, then they're 3 each, that's 19. Okay, so it's 5 of 6. Okay, if the Germans got any concealment, they do. 6, -2 for the woods, 4, -1 for the concealed, 3. 3. That's a 5-man group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. This one's 4. He's pinned. No effect. It becomes a 2. No effect. 3. Pinned. 4. Pinned. Okay. And then he pops smoke here. Give it a little bit of extra cover, hopefully. Right, they draw 3 cards, which I will not look at. Try not to anyway. Okay, back to the Germans. Well, they're a glut of rally cards, so yeah, technically the Americans wouldn't know that, but there we go. Flip, flip, flip. Set the discard pile. This group pretty much can't do anything with these cards, so we'll discard and draw 3, which I will not look at. See, I have to remind myself now. Okay. Flip. 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 Okay. Right, so the question is, do they try to go in with hand-to-hand combat? Because if they lose it, game over. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys are actually better than him. Do they use it to fire? Because if they use 13, they could use both of these cards, because he's at double firepower now. So that would give him 6, 9, 12, 15, plus another 5. That's 20. I mean, without him firing, they'll be only at 9 plus 5, which is 14. So allows him to play that and maintain his status. Yeah, it's a tricky one. We don't know what these Germans have got here. I don't think it's worth the risk of going into combat, and I don't think it's worth the risk of exposing him yet. I mean, I'll hopefully get a bigger card, so we'll just use these 4-men fire, which gives us the firepower. Take away 2 for the woods is 3. No concealment. So again, 5 cards. Okay, let's have a look. We're at 3 plus 1's 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 1's 4. These are 5. 3. Yeah. And the last dude, no effect. Send to discard. Okay. And actually, I didn't check to see if any. Let's just see if any of those were a breeze. No, it's only rally cards that have the breeze on them. So yeah, send back to discard. Okay. Can't get rid of any of these cards, so they just draw a card. Right. All right. So again, the Germans rally. I say that. Coming into the human player, oh. That's the way the game works. Right, well, look. Right. One firepower is not going to cut it. I really don't want him to be involved. I mean, some big, so it's worth discarding 2 cards. Try and get one of those big firepower cards and hopefully take advantage. Don't look, I was just about to flip them. I really was. All right, still no fire card. Okay. So, again, trying for the infiltration. Morale check for Mr. Burnoff. Okay, looking at number 4. That's also red. So he's now infiltrated their group. Now it gets interesting. That was interesting anyway, but okay, so he's now infiltrated because he is good at hand-to-hand combat. Okay, let's get rid of the gully. Send discards. Again, they're looking for quite a big fire card to try and take out the last member of Group B. Okay, back to the Americans. Okay. They don't need to break this guy before he can actually do his nasty stuff. But 8 plus 7 is 15. That's only 14. They'd have to use the... Darn it. Well, they need to do something about this guy. So they're going to use all of them. So the infiltrator will fire. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, which is the infiltrator guy firing as well. Okay, so it's 2, 3, 4. Take away 2 is 2. Have the Germans got any concealment? They have. Okay, from the German point of view, I probably want that for close combat. So they're going to risk it for a biscuit. They're going to take the 2 fire shots. 2, 3, 4, take away 2 is 2. That's a 5-man group. 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the first man, flip, no effect. Second man, 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay. 2, flip, 2 plus 5 is 7. And no. Okay. That's interesting. Not sure what the rules are on that. I'll have to check. Set discard pile. Or any of those rally cards? No. Set discard pile. So the smoke's still in effect. Right. Okay. This guy's still not able to do anything. Can't do any discards. So, do not look at them. All right. So the question is, can he still go into try into close combat with them if 2 of the other members of his group are pinned? I have to check the rules. Yes, he may attempt to close into close combat. He would need a movement card to take a morale check. He will take a morale check. So he's going to attempt to enter close combat with someone from this group. Okay, I'll be taking a morale check. So what's happening with these guys? They've got 2 firepower, and they're going to try and make one of these guys pinned. So they're going to fire. They'll do that first. So it's 2. Plus 1 for the hill is 3. Minus 2 is 1. Have they got any concealment cards? No. 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 Okay. It's a firepower of 1, and it's a 5-man group. Let's flip. No. Remember, it's a firepower of 1. No. 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 Well, that was probably one of the worst shots in the game. So that didn't help the German cause. Send to discard. Right, so now morale check on this guy. His morale is 5. So he passes. So now we randomly determine who he's actually going into close combat with. It's a 5-man group. He's going into close combat with the 3rd man, which is Private Greenwood versus Private Bernhoff. Then we have the player concealment cards. These guys have no concealment, so they can't play it. He has 1. Okay, and then it's random numbers. So at the present moment, we have a close combat. Close combat values are on the cards here. So he's got a close combat value of 8/3. The 3 is if he's unarmed. He's not unarmed. He's got a close combat value of 8. And Bernhoff has got a close combat value of 10. That number is actually determined by the weapon plus the morale. Okay, rifles usually better than machine guns in close combat because you can use it as a club. But the morale is the main factor between these two guys because they both got rifles. He's got 2 better. The -1 concealment lowers this guy's close combat value. So he's now close combat value 7 and draws a card. This guy's combat guy is 10 and draws a card. Okay. The winner, or the highest between the modified cards, wins close combat and eliminates the other guy. The difference is 3 in the German favor. He can actually remain infiltrated. If this guy is eliminated, the American squad will break and it'll be game over. So let's have a look. He's currently on 7. He's on 6. This guy is on 10. Ends up on 8. Private Greenwood is killed in action. The difference is 2, so he would lose infiltration status. But the Americans at that point are down to 5 men and break. Which will end the scenario. Well, as I say, I wasn't playing any tactical brilliance. A few questions have been asked why I put the same amount of men in each of the groups. Maybe having one group with higher firepower. I was just trying to get 4 men with 5, taking 1 debt loss down makes it less likely that they would actually get the 4 men at the range. And the main aim was to see if the game works solo. There was a few times I was having to make decisions. Well, I know they've got that card and such forth, but I'm playing that. I don't know what they had. There were a few times I didn't know what the opposing side of either didn't have because they were turned over. Yes, I made a few mistakes by turning cards over, and I shouldn't have done. But overall, I thought it played pretty well as a solo game. I had fun. There was, from both sides there, it could have gone either way in that melee. If the Americans had won it, then the Germans are not on the back foot, but it's one of those games where you're trying to win and you're getting closer and closer, but you just can't quite make it. Your opponent can stop you with a card here and stop you with a card there. And it's, am I going to make it? Am I not? And then when you finally do, it's like, the tension ramps up. Now we're getting close to the end of the second deck here. There's only a few, maybe 1, 2, 2 more cards left in that deck. So go through the third. Well, I don't think it would have gone too far. So yes, I had fun. I will definitely be doing this again. So this is where I want a little bit of help from you guys. I've done scenario A. I want to go on scenario B. So I'd like you to put in the comments who you would like me to play in scenario B. I could do any of the nationalities that are within here. So you've got obviously Germans, Japanese, Italians for the Axis, and then you've got Americans, Russians, British, whom else? French for the Allies. So I'm going to leave it to you guys. See who comes up with a nice combo for me to do in the comment section. I'll be very interested to see what combos you come up with, and I'll choose one of them. So thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed what you were watching, please click like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Okay. As I've said, any comments are much appreciated, and especially on letting me know what you'd like me to do next as a matchup. Until next time, thank you for watching. It has been a pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Bye.